But on the better side of the coin here, I am starting the fuel tank construction. The first step obviously is fluting and straightening out all these ribs. For some reason, the fuel tank ribs are a lot more warped than the rest of the wing ribs. I don't know why, but if you guys can see, I'll get a better view in a second. This is really warped. And getting the flanges 90 degrees, most of them aren't even close. So I'm gonna be working on that first. But let me show you these fuel tank skins. These are the ER tanks. These are almost 92 inches long. All right, folks. So I have the helmet. I have the camera on my helmet. So I have both of my hands to work here. But what you want to do is you want to lay this flat on top of the web portion of the rib and make sure you're 90 degrees. Hello guys, well, I got a little bit ahead of myself here with the fuel tank assembly. I didn't get really far, but let me show you what I've done off camera. I got all the ribs done. This is the 1004 left and right. They're all set in pile, left and right. The 03 ribs left and right. And then I got all the ribs dippled, deburred. And then I also went ahead and I countersunk these Z brackets for the AN3 rivets and the nut plates. They're all set and completed. Going to the main assembly. There's all dust everywhere. Sorry guys, but okay, so I was spoiled because I bought the RV10 main airframe after they started coming with all the holes final drilled. So these were not final drilled, so I went ahead and final drilled the line of rivet holes that coincide with the baffle. I just final drilled number 40, all these, then I countersunk top and bottom. And then I also did the J stiffener on the left tank. And now I have to do the right side. So I'm gonna put it on time lapse and enjoy the video, guys. So now I have to countersink the baffle holes on the skin here. I have this set. Let me see if I can do it with one hand, but don't over countersink these holes. If you can see really carefully, I'm going to put these rivets in, run your fingernail over, and there is no protrusion of the rivet. everybody. I'm gonna stop boring you with the time lapse, but you get the idea. So this hole is final drilled. This hole is not, so I don't know if you can see the difference there. But all right, let me finish it up and I'll get back to you guys. I only have that much to go, about half left. Okay, everybody, well, the holes are all done being drilled. Now I gotta take off the J stiffener by uncleating these on both fuel tanks. And then I have to deburr, the lovely deburring. How exciting. One thing I did do is I did tape the inside of the flange, the fuel tank cap flange. I dippled those holes and I put masking tape around the inside in case fuel tank sealant does become really messy, which it will be. All right, so yeah, they're all drilled. Now, time for the fun deburring. All right, folks, well, this left skin is done being deburred. What a pain in the ass. I went ahead and used the DDR-D2 machine because it makes better and crisper dimples. So I dimpled number 8 for the main spar attach points and the outboard leading edge skin attach points. This is the outboard edge of the ER left fuel tank. So I got all these dimpled and they look really nice, and the top is done nice. You get a better close up here. Yeah. All the skin, I scuffed everything where the contact points are along the rib lines, the J stiffeners, the tank stiffeners, anywhere where sealant is going to contact the skin. I scuffed a little line. I cleaned it with acetone, but I'm going to go back and do that again because I got my fingerprints all over it. But I even scuffed around the flange for the fuel cap. I'm gonna go and get these dippled. I started here, number 40 dipples. I want to make you guys see the top portion of the skin. These I countersunk. I go to the tank baffle. But yeah, guys, looks good. All right.
everybody, so I couldn't resist. I started mixing the Pro Seal, and I got my hands dirty, so I couldn't turn the camera on, but I just did one rib. Some of the stuff I have here, I watched the video that Scott McDaniels did on YouTube, so I kind of took some of his advice. I got a little aluminum pan with acetone and paper towels, some popsicle sticks, some 1 ounce cups to mix in. I bought these off of Amazon like last year when I first got my kits because I might have been using them. I don't know, I might use them for the tight areas with the sealant. I got paper strips to get off the excess sealant, popsicle sticks. So now I'm going to move on to this. I am going to, I believe it's the next step of the manual. It is the, oh yeah, it's the stiffeners. So speaking of stiffeners, I bought this. I don't know if I said it yet or not, but this was like 80 bucks off of some website, and it's like 85 pounds. So I covered it with packing tape, clear packing tape, and I'm gonna lay this flat underneath the skin instead of using that really small bucking bar. I'm using this, and it's gonna get a lot more surface area covered before I have to move it. So, time to get to work, guys. Get my hands dirty. Stay tuned. All right, folks, I'm getting the skin ready for back riveting of the stiffeners. I'm just inserting all the rivets and then putting some tape over the top. So let me get this done, and I'll be back with you guys. Well, guys, I am very pleasantly surprised how this came out. These are the 2 tank stiffeners that I just did on time lapse, and they came out. Nothing to complain about. Wasn't too big of a mess. I am going to take a piece of scrap pipe, and when I mix up more, I'm gonna dab these and seal off the little manufactured head here. I mean the shop head. All right, so enjoy. So I got a little more than half of these tank stiffeners in place, and I put a dab of Pro Seal around the shop head of the rivet. I still got to finish like 4 or 5 of these, but it looks pretty good. I'm happy with all the results. Yeah, so I'm going to finish this last, I think it's 10-11, and then I'm doing the larger for the outboard bays here. These are a little bit longer than the rest of them, and then I have to do the 2 on the top side of the skin. Let me see. Don't want to get these too confused here, but there's longer ones. Here we go. Okay. So this is a shorter one. All right. Yeah, these are the longer ones. That's the longer one. Yep, right there. Okay. So, take a glob of Pro Seal. and you want to get basically a clump of it in the center of the rib line, right where the rivets go, so it oozes out along the sides. And I know it's saying, you know, they say don't use too much, but listen, as long as it's not in the way and creating a problem, it's better to have it than not need it, than need it and not have it. So you press down on the rivets that are taped in place, ready for the back rivet set. Right. There we go, guys. That's how it's supposed to look. Press down. So this one's got to be set now. So I started in the center rivet, and boom. Let me get my headphones on because this is kind of loud. All right. Okay, so got that one set. Work your way down. And again, I apologize, guys, if the camera isn't on point here, but I'm trying my best to keep it where I'm working. All right. Remind yourself, guys, you have to clean off and scuff the bottom of the mating surfaces of these stiffeners, which I did. All right. So get Pro Seal kind of dollop towards the center of the stiffener, like so. And line up, press down, and we're good. Goes by pretty quickly and smoothly if you take your time and not too much of a mess. All right. Now, let's set this one. All right. Let's do one more. One of these stiffeners, I believe it's this one, goes the opposite way. Okay. Okay, guys, well, this left fuel tank is done as far as the tank stiffeners are concerned. I got them all in there. I asked actually to just Cleco this in, and I'm going to put it on time lapse as I start doing the ribs. But I got all the stiffeners in, the two on the top, and the one on the outboard side faces the opposite direction. And these are one of the four longer ones. This one here faces the opposite direction. Let me walk around to the other side so I can show you the fuel tank cap flange here. It went on nice. I have the clip that holds the vent line in place. Yeah, so it looks good. I put masking tape on the inside of the flange to prevent buildup or accumulation of the sealant. But yeah, it looks really, really sharp. The rivet heads are all flush. All right, so now I'm gonna put it back on time lapse, and I'm gonna start with the inboard-most rib and work outboard. So I'm gonna go from the inboard side to the outboard side, only because you can get your hands in here, and then as you work out, it's easier to rivet these in instead of the opposite way. All right, guys.